La 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 la. What's that from?
Do it again.
La 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 la.
Oh, sounds...
La la la. La 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 la.
Oh, it sounds so familiar.
I know. It's because it's from the very beginning of Greece when they're rolling around.
I never
in
would have
the-
guessed
in the
that.
surf. It's just the music because it's the song is love is a many splendid.
Isn't it funny though? That's in my head. I know I could do it with you, but I could not tell you where it's from.
What it was from, yeah.
But it
well, you know,
stays-
if you had done it back to me, I probably wouldn't have either. And I know everything about Greece there is to
do.
know.
You love
Do you know the song that your parents got married to? Like either like what their dance song was?
Oh my God. You know what? I
need to
don't know.
ask that.
I need to ask Mum. Wonder if she'd write. Oh, she's at work.
My parents one was so bad. But they had a guy in the church sing it. It was one of their family friends. And every time we sing it, I would just crack up and go, that is the worst song. It's from South Pacific, the musical. And it was... Oh, see, I've got Love is a Splendid Thing in my... It's, with some enchanted evening, you will find a stranger right across the dance floor. And Mum goes, oh, it was so beautiful the way he sang it and everything. And I'm like, well, I'll have to take your word for it, Susan Beryl, because that sounds stupid.
ratchet. But like, what was their
so
variety
bad.
back then? Bless them. Like, what would they just pop on a record? I guess. Or would they get like a band?
I'd say maybe a bit of both. Like, especially, I mean, in a church, you would probably have someone sing if you knew
choir.
someone who could sing, but they'd probably sing Ave Maria or the Lord's
Like Muriel's wedding.
something.
Oh, we haven't
so
even said
sad.
hello. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
This is Two Girls, One Pint. As if you don't already know. I don't know why we have to do that every week. I think it's just like a polite thing, but we also want to do our main thing, which is saying where we record from, because that's very important, because we love and respect the land that we record from. Every week, I'm not always, but this week I'm in Turrbal land and Yvie is in Wurundjeri land, as per.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Yes. So,
And
Enough
love
of-
is a very splendid thing.
love lifts us up to where we belong. All you need is love. Something like that. Something like
Do you know,
that.
I sang at a wedding once. I sang Amazing Grace at my friend's wedding, and after I did it, I hit the microphone with my hand and went, oh, shit. And it was really loud in a really big church.
Oh, whose wedding was this?
My friend Brooke Stoddart, she's actually Brooke Williamson. That was her real name. And I've known her longer than I think I've known anyone that I went to school with.
Well, there you go. I hope I can say that one day, just about the singing at someone's wedding, but also knowing someone for my whole life. I do. That was a really stupid
Well, I hope
thing
if you
to
do
say.
ever sing at someone's wedding, you don't smash the microphone on your way out.
I hope I
and
never
say shit
sing.
in the word of House of God.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone would ask me to sing ever. And if they
I
did,
will. If I ever get married, you can sing at my wedding, okay?
rap. I'll
better.
rap for you. I'll do a Lauryn Hill number.
Do both. Yeah, do both. Did you? Oh, okay. Did you just hear Lauryn Hill's like a version? It wasn't her doing it. It was someone doing her song.
No.
Indigenous guy.
Oh,
It was
my
so
God.
good. And Christine Anu has come out of retirement to do the singing bit. You know, because he did all the... And it was...
Which song was it?
Do what?
Oh my God, girl, you know you better watch out.
Watch
some
out.
Some guys are only
Some guys are only
about that
about
thing. You know what? I could
thing,
actually
that thing.
do that if I could sing. I could do the rap and the singing, but I can't sing, so I could do the rap. Maybe
Well,
you
you do the rap one day and I'll do the singing.
Okay, deal.
And we probably won't be nearly as good as Raimi and
Oh my
Christine
God,
Anu.
I know, how
but
embarrassing for us to even try. You know what?
I was
Let's
actually
not.
just... Yeah, well, I was just saying to my
Disrespectful.
friend on the weekend who was here, we were listening to, when your Spotify list, like I do iTunes, and your songs just come up randomly, like it's just all different huddly, piddly songs.
Yeah.
And do you know what came on? Kate DeRouge, when she was in The Young Divas, singing I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. And I was like going, because she's colouring my hair, and I went, she's done a pretty good job of this song. And she goes, yeah, she's got a good voice. And I said, but don't do Whitney. Just don't ever do this song. I mean, do it live and get the crowd going, but don't ever have a recording of your voice singing this song for forever and ever, for proof that no one can touch that song apart from Dolly, who wrote it. But it's Whitney. You don't do Whitney. Don't touch Whitney.
It's almost like swearing. It's almost embarrassing.
It's sank to sank, if that's the
Yeah.
word.
It's like, don't.
Yeah.
Especially as
Don't touch it.
a white woman, Australian white woman.
Yes,
just put the microphone
especially.
down.
Yeah, I mean, if
Wonder where
anyone
she
was going to
is.
sing it in Young Divas, it should have been Paulini. But Kate did it, and she did a
Or
lovely
Emily.
job. But it's Whitney. Oh, Emily does it live, and
Emily is amazing. She's
She's
what?
amazing.
She's so underrated, and it's so unfair because she is so talented. I'm doing like a cheeky stage addiction shout out. She's part of the Stage Addiction Fam, which is my management, and she's just divine. So Emily, you know what?
And she should have won her season. I mean, Kate's great, but why didn't Emily win? She had the better voice. Anyway, I digress.
We digress. We just want to let you know a little bit of, what do you call it? Housekeeping. I've always wanted to say that. This is my last episode for a wee while, so enjoy the sounds of my beautiful voice. It is such a lovely voice. It sounds like little kittens drowning in a bag. So I hope you don't miss that too much. So I'll be off for the next 5 weeks. Part of that's a holiday to America. And the other part is relocating to Sydney for season 4 of Space Invaders. And Sister just Penny needs a break. She needs a break. So
She needs
that's what's happened. That was a Dancing with the Stars. That was a Dirty Dancing reference if you didn't pick up on that. So yeah, Yvie will have some surprise little guests on for you. I mean, I'm not sure if they're little. They could be big. They could be medium. They could be huge. But they're going to be with Yvie Jones.
Yes.
I think
and I hope everyone
5
enjoyed the video that we popped up of Magda on Fast Forward doing. And I'm going to make you a really nice dinner. I hope everyone enjoyed that.
I must have been too busy packing
it's
because
still
I
brilliant.
missed it.
Yeah.
I'm going to cook you.
Doesn't matter.
I'm going to cook you a nice dinner.
So let's talk about something that's very close to our hearts today, you and I. Dogs. Let's just talk dogs.
Dogs?
Do you want to talk dogs?
Like dogs?
Do you like
or
dog's
like,
milk?
Do you like dog's milk? Or are you saying
Do you like dog's milk?
DAWGS or DOGS?
DOGE, dog.
Oh, okay.
Dogs.
Sure, I want to talk about that.
What's your favourite type of dog?
Well, everybody already knows that's rescue.
Exactly. Correct answer. I was just testing you to see if you are on your
I'm
game
still
still.
here,
And you
baby.
are. So
I'm still here.
You really, you're good.
still
You don't need a
standing.
holiday that badly because you're still thinking properly. So
Well, that's my,
you need to burn your brain a little bit more. You've got about 24 hours before you can burn it out properly and then
you wait. It will happen.
Recalibrate.
I'm on my very last nerve.
Oh, good. In case you all don't know, which I think everyone knows, Angie and I lived together and we fostered I'd say over 80 dogs.
Yeah, I always go too far. I always say over 100, but maybe you're right.
I mean,
Who knows?
It's a neat number. I'd say over 70 or 80. There was a lot. Sometimes they were just overnight. Sometimes they were for a year.
That's why
sometimes
it's
they were
hard
for a couple
to
months.
keep up because it would be like overnight numbers or pick up and drop off numbers.
Yeah, and sometimes they were a bonded pair, so you get double. And, you can't, it is really hard to keep up. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's neither here nor the other.
No.
And I don't think that's a word. But we have experienced quite an array of breeds, like, you know, and everyone. It is a really weird thing for me, to have people say, I love this breed and I always buy this breed.
Yeah.
It's a very, very weird thing. And I have people very close to me that only buy certain breed dogs.
Samesies.
And to me, it is like saying I only like a specific race of person.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's just
weird.
weird. It's
cool.
so weird if you look at it like that.
Yeah.
But I do get, because there's certain temperamental things with certain breeds. So say you really like greyhounds, you know that that's because they're a really lazy dog. They only walk about 20 minutes a day. They're great for small spaces. They're very friendly. And, you know, if you are a runner, you might really like
A running partner.
yeah, like a dog that's like one of those pointers. A pointer would run with you. Oh, they'd run.
But I
Maybe
think a lot of
little,
people also don't
terrier?
know that about greyhounds. A lot of people don't know. They think big dog
Yeah.
can't have them in a small space. But I did a lot of pet sitting and I had greyhounds and they can easily be in small spaces because all they do is lay down in their little spot and then they go on their little walks and they're happy. And I do find another thing with greyhounds is everybody's like, oh, they're scary because they don't want to, because they've usually been through some stuff. They've seen some things.
Yeah,
they
it's normally a
love
rescue
who rescues them. So even if you're a new person but you feed them and walk them, they're going to love the shit out of you. But if you're just like a stranger walking into a house, I found it takes a little while to warm them up. But I originally thought, oh gosh, I could never have a greyhound. They would need so much space. They really don't. So just in case you didn't know that.
Yeah. But, you know, I do get the whole, I would like a specific type of breed because of my lifestyle, right?
Yeah,
I
like
get
one that doesn't
but
shed
there are
or
so
bark
many,
or, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Or one that can run or one that doesn't run so much. Like, you know, a big English British bulldog.
Yes.
You're not going to get that if you're a runner. You know, if you want a dog that is, and you don't have any children, a Chihuahua, you know, because they don't really get into children kind of thing. But the thing that I find weird for me, you know, when I was going back to what I was saying, when someone just buys a specific breed, it means that they hate other breeds.
Yeah.
So that's the other side of it. It's like, oh, I hate those. You know, I hate stuffies. Like, oh, I hate pit bulls. Jesus, you know, you'll be at the park and someone will see a stuffy and just go, oh, where's my dog? Where's my dog?
Yeah.
That's a stuffy. And you're like, oh, that's so unfair. Stuffies are the sweetest. And I just want to preface this with saying, you know what? I don't think I've met a breed that is truly evil. Like, they are just all lovely. Dogs have been bred and domesticated to be our best friends, and that's what they are. So what type of best friend do you want? What do you want? What you looking for?
Well, that's it. And I think that also people have to remember it's the types of humans that buy the types of breeds that make those types of breeds scary. So you'll often find people are like, oh my God, bulldogs are so scary, or pit bulls are so scary, or Australian or American staffies are so scary because they usually come with these like big muscle chugs and they've tied them up in the back of the car and they've kept their big balls on them and they've made them scary. They're actually beautiful dogs and we know that. Because we've rescued a bunch of them. And a lot of people would always like pull, and sometimes we'd come with 7 dogs, you know, we'd have a couple of Pomeranians, we'd have a Chihuahua, then we'd have a massive boxer and a massive bulldog cross boxer. And they all got along. And the thing is, the little Chihuahua, long-haired Chihuahua, would be the one that was going off at Sissy, the big bulldog. So it's like, it's the types of humans that have these dogs that you often find a lot of like, bogans with staffies. So then people are like, oh my God, staffies is scary. But they're not scary. They're so sweet. They love humans so much. They are obsessed with their owners. They're obsessed with children. And they're probably, they're very, very sooky because they love love. They're not scary at all. If you do come across a scary staffy, it's probably because the owner is the scary one that's made the dog scary. That's what I've always found.
Yeah, always. And the funny thing is, like, you'll see someone who, like, I have these conversations with people in the park all the time where they'll be like, oh, that's my dog over there, the golden retriever. And I'm like, oh, beautiful. Yeah, I only get golden retrievers. I've always loved golden retrievers. This one, though, is a bit weird, not like my past three. And I'm like, it's so weird that you think the same breed is going to have the same temperament.
The same, yeah.
It's got nothing to do with temperament. Like, you can get a golden retriever or a Labrador and they're the sweetest dogs and they can be so vicious, and you have to work so incredibly hard to train them and make them obedient to that kind of thing because, just like people, personalities, everyone's a little bit different. You can get your grumpy dog. A lot of people think Chihuahuas are just grumpy all the time, and they're not.
No, what about Tiny? We had really the most
small,
beautiful long-haired Chihuahua we rescued off and on called Tiny, and a lot of people say Chihuahuas are bad with kids. I was nannying at the time, and I would carry her around like Paris Hilton, either in my bag or in my hand. I'd take her to piano classes where all the kids were. I'd take her to the school. I'd take her to like in the house with the children, and she loved kids. So again, I think it comes down to how the dog's been brought up, not what
and I had Bev.
Dog is.
She was a long-haired Chihuahua.
Yes, and she just loved everyone.
Loved everyone. She didn't like being picked up by children because they'd squeeze her.
Yeah, well, that's understandable. I wouldn't want to be picked up by children.
But, I have a No, I don't either. I have a rescue dog right now that absolutely hates children. She can't handle the sight of them. She runs so far away from them that I can only imagine, because I got her at 6, that when she was trotted out every time she had a litter, trotted out to the potential buyers, that they brought children and they just let the children pick her up, do whatever they wanted with her, and she's just like, absolutely not. So I honour that. I'm like, no, you don't ever have to have children around you.
Yeah.
I'll make sure. But,
People
I have another
forget
dog that you can headbutt by a child and she's completely fine. She couldn't give a shit.
That's so true. It really does come down to, like, thinking about growing up, we had this big dog called Cassie, and she was like a Ridgeback cross Kelpie because she was such a mutt, but she was huge and she looked really scary. She didn't care much for men, loved my dad, which I don't know why he wasn't that nice to her, side note, but loved children. But everybody would be like, stay away from that dog. Whereas Ruby, tiny little Tenterfield Terrier, looks at kids and is like, grow up, and just wants to be with adults. So it's like, it doesn't, it's so, you can't tell. You just can't tell.
That's right.
And it just depends on what they're used to.
And it's so important to trial a dog with whoever you're going to be living with the dog. Have a really good trial. Don't just go and buy a puppy and hope for the best, because you don't. You know that whole we know where they come from if they come from breeders. It was like
that drives me nuts.
But that could still have an odd child. Just because they've 2 great parents doesn't mean they're not going to have a Charles Manson at some point.
That's so true. Like in the bloodline. And also people need to remember with purebred dogs, they're all so incestually related. Like they're banging their niece, they're banging their cousin, they're banging their auntie, they're banging their brother. So they always come out with like extra things. Like I remember Cassie was so low maintenance, and Ruby is just like always got an itchy bum. She's always got an itchy skin. Yeah. She's always got funny little something going on with her little twitches. And I'm like, it's because you're so inbred, you poor little darling. But I remember we got her because my brother, I don't know why, I didn't mean to laugh. That was just a weird, no, I wasn't laughing about saying my brother has autism, but I'm laughing at my dad's thought.
Oh, no, you're making me laugh about your brother having autism. No, there is nothing funny, and neither of us are laughing about
That's
that.
What we're laughing
at each other being stupid.
I'm laughing at the thought process in my dad's mind of originally wanting to get Ruby, the Tenterfield Terriers, because he did his research, and Tenterfield Terriers are supposed to be very disciplined and be good with Josh because he was a teenager at the time and or a kid at the time, and has autism, and it'll be something for him to like look after. Ruby is so naughty and annoying. Like the research was just so wrong.
So wrong.
He should have gave her the mutt, Ridgeback cross Kelpie cross whatever she was, dingo. That would have just followed him around. Ruby's like, piss off.
I don't want you in my life. But that's exactly how we ended up with Baked Bean, remember?
Yes.
Bobby
Robbie
Baked
Bobby Brown,
who is
Baked-
that? He's still alive and he's living with a new adopted family. But I remember his owner, Sharon. She had to rehome him because they got him originally for Finn, their autistic son, and Finn wasn't interested in Robbie, and Robbie wasn't interested in him. So they just ended up with this dog. They loved him, but she was working, she had 4 kids, 2 jobs. Like, no, she wanted him to have a really good life, and he did end up, he had a great life anyway with them, but he's living the dream. So it's so funny because he's Pekingese cross Shih Tzu, and he is the funniest little dog. But, that's why as far as support dogs, assistance dogs, you make sure that they're old enough and trial that, like really trial that, because you can train up a dog to be an assistance dog and you need to introduce them to the person that they're being an assistance of, and no one likes each other.
Yeah,
so
it's like a chemistry thing.
Yeah. We went to this pub last night, and I didn't realise that it was a pub over the river. Oh my God, I went over the river. And in the pub inside, there was this grey. I did. I got it stamped. And there was a greyhound in there, and I was just obsessed with this greyhound, even though it was at another table. But I was like, I wonder if it's an assistance dog. And then that got us all talking about how we need to start a black market assistance dog jackets just for all of our dogs, just so we can take dogs everywhere.
Yes.
Because dogs should be allowed. They shouldn't just have to be assistance dogs. But if they have to be, then, I'll do what I can to put little jackets on my dogs that say, these dogs are assisting me in life.
Which they pretty much are. So
they are. I don't like to do anything without them.
Doesn't it not cost a whole lot, though, to do that? I know in the States it's really easy to get it as assisted dog.
Yeah, and it's not easy here.
Of course it's not.
Easy here
in the
all.
States, you're allowed to have them on planes. And I think it's like, I remember watching an episode recently it was an old episode of Vanderpump, but I watched it recently, and one of the girls was like, I just went online and I paid like $30 and the dog is an assisted dog. And I was like, I wish we could do that here.
Yeah. We can take our dogs, but they have to go underneath, and I would never do that.
Speaking of dogs, look at my water bottle. And you know what?
Oh my God.
I subconsciously did this. I knew we were talking about dogs today, but I was running around like a headless chook. Vets for Compassion water bottle. I don't know who gave me this, but Vets for Compassion.
How good is that?
Shout out to you, because vets are the bee's knees.
We just got a whole new appreciation for Dr. Chris Brown.
God,
if we didn't have one already.
We already had one. I think all of Australia has one. What we did too is we went on a little myth stereotype of our own, but we also did a little trip on the internet for funny stereotypes about dogs, especially on the old Tickety Talk, which we get most of our, everything. And we wanted to air their dirty laundry and confirm or deny which ones are true, or are they, in fact, false. First one's first.
Yeah, go on.
I'm the realist.
Go.
Bulldog.
You are.
Just farted. Untold secrets hidden in all those folds. Wait, what? So they always fart?
Well, I have an
Sissy
Australian
does it.
bulldog, and she never farts.
Never
I don't know
farts.
why. Ever.
But
It's weird.
untold secrets would definitely be hidden in Sissy's folds. But then again, I reckon if Sissy could talk, she'd tell you all her secrets. And
She
slobber.
would indeed do.
All I think about is
She doesn't
slobber.
slobber.
Sissy doesn't. I was going to say Yvie. Yvie doesn't slobber either.
I sometimes do. But if anyone does, I slobber more than her.
Yeah, Sissy does not fart much. Okay, so
She
we can.
drools
What's
if
the
she
word?
sits
We can
next to
reboot
me.
this. Reboot.
Yeah.
Rebuttal.
Rebuttal? Yeah,
We can rebuttal this for bulldogs because we have rescued a bulldog, and she doesn't fart much. She probably would tell you all her secrets, but she does have a lot of roles, and they're sexy, and she doesn't slobber that much. So read it and weep.
Yeah, baby. Mutts, which is also known as what do we call them? We don't call them mutts in Australia. We call them bitses. Bits of this, bits of that in the dog.
Bitses. Yeah, I call them mutts. It sounds a little bit
you?
offensive because I remember on The Bachelorette, I was like, do I go for the beautiful purebred dog that doesn't shit and piss everywhere, or do I go for the 3-legged mutt? And I was comparing the two boys, and everybody was like, 3-legged mutt, 3-legged mutt. And I went for the fucking
Always.
cavoodle. Well, you think you want a cavoodle when you grow
I
up, but you
know.
always want a mutt, don't you?
Cavoodles are lovely.
Yeah, they actually are.
No,
but
a
God,
mutt.
they're boring.
I mean, a cavoodle is a mutt at the end of the day. It's a cavalier and a poodle. Isn't
Yeah.
it? But a mutt is
But
something
it's-
you really don't know what's in there.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's like cavoodles,
I grew up with
labradoodles.
mutts.
Me too, except for Puby. She's a purebred pube.
Yeah, we had Puddin and Misha, and they were mutts of some kind of terriers. They were absolutely adorable, the both of them. And I've had Chihuahuas. We've had Chihuahuas. People think Chihuahuas are not afraid of anything. No. They're afraid of everything.
They're afraid of
everything.
everything. They never stop barking and kicking off. Well, except for Tiny. She didn't bark. I reckon long-haired are different to short-haired. Short-haired are always barking and kicking off, and long-haired are really quite chilled and just, I don't know. I never had a problem with Tiny. I hardly remember her barking. No. But again, that's one dog.
I never had a problem with Bev.
Yeah.
Bev could bark, but she would shut up pretty quickly. And, she'd have a chat. She'd just have a chat. Hello, darling. I remember Bev had a voice. And it used to be like this, and she'd be going to the
she'd smoke
pokies
ciggies.
down at the pub, and she'd smoke ciggies, and she'd wear a tracksuit.
She'd have shotties.
And that was Bev.
No,
Yeah,
shandies.
she was good.
No, what's the one
Shandies,
that's half beer, half lemonade?
Yeah, shandy. Oh, that's a shandy. That is a
What
shandy.
she would have with her ciggy.
Oh, my God.
Staffies, the bogans of the dog wall, built like a brick shit house world.
Yeah, no.
Should have a job
They're not
in
bogans.
demolition, like a big truck. Looks like they could kill you. Is a cinnamon roll. What? No, I don't agree with any of that.
Because you don't know what any of it means. But no, look, if
That's not true. I know what it means. Built like they are built like a big brick, but like
Yo, they are tough.
then they could knock you over for sure. But I don't think I reckon they're so sweet. Every Staffy we had have been a sook, so we'll also rebuttal
Sookiest.
that one too.
Yeah, the only they can take a lot, pain. But the dog that takes the most pain has the highest pain tolerance in the world. You probably do.
No, a dingo
Is the beagle. No, it's the beagle. That's why they get tested on more than any other breed, because they have a higher pain tolerance.
No, why would I ever know something like that? Like, that's a useless fact. I would not know that.
Yeah, no. I've seen videos of beagles who've been science beagles being given their freedom for the first time, like touching grass for the first time. It's the most beautiful video I've ever seen of beagles being allowed outside of the lab.
Oh, that sounds that's so horrible. And now I think about it, every beagle I've met has been very odd. They're a bit standoffish because the poor little darlings, they've got a long line of ancestral trauma, don't they?
Mm-hmm. What about my manager who said to me that her daughter has just realised that when you look at makeup that says not tested on animals, she always thought that they were testing them on monkeys just to see if the monkeys liked the eyeliner.
Oh, no. As in a cute way. Oh, do they look pretty?
In a cute way.
Oh, bless.
This is not tested on animals. She goes, I don't mind testing them on animals. They can wear lipstick as well
If
as
they
me.
want. Yeah, it's inclusive. Monkeys want to wear lipstick and eyeliner. They can. Dogs want to wear blush.
Oh, and it's not like that at all. The truth, the harsh realities is very, very different. What else have we got? Labradors. Oh, my God, we had a Labrador called Baby who still breaks me. Just Baby was the best Labrador I've ever met in my entire life. But God, she could fart.
Yes.
She could fart.
And she'd get into
and set off a nuclear war.
Yeah, and it was so stinky. And she'd get into the bin. She'd get out pizza boxes. She was just such a little...
the best.
She just wanted to eat everything. And she was she never listened. But God, she was beautiful.
No,
she was
I
so
loved her.
beautiful. She died.
So beautiful. She died early, which was, really sad. It really makes my heart break when, you've got... Because I know that my Autumn has got congenial heart defects that are genetic, all Cavaliers do. So you never know how long you're going to have your Cavalier for. And they are just the sweetest dogs in the world. It's such a cruel twist of fate that you end up with one of the loveliest, sweetest dogs who they just don't last very long.
Oh, gosh, it's awful because dogs already don't last long enough and then get one that's like that and then they don't last even. Ugh, I don't like it. I don't like it. And they always say, bigger dogs don't last as long either, but I'm going to believe that that's not true.
No, that's true, unfortunately.
No,
the bigger
don't
they
say
are, the
that.
lesser their lifespan.
No, we're changing the narrative.
Yeah, we
Sissy's
are.
going to live
some
forever.
of them are exception to the rules.
Yeah, Sissy's living till she's 20.
And that's ours. What advice, if you had to give some advice, just one, what would you give to dog owners thinking about getting their first?
Oh, gosh. I mean, do your research to some degree, but it's probably going to be wrong anyway. I think go in and, have a connection like you do with a human. Like, if you're going to go to a pound, go in and spend some time with the dog and play with it and see which one you want. If you're desperate for a puppy, there's so many dogs at the pound that are puppies or at foster rescue homes that you just don't know about. So do your research in that sense. Look online first for rescue fosters. And also, if you have to buy from a breeder, really do your research. I suggest you don't because there's so many dogs getting put down every single day. But if you're desperate, they can tell you some sweet, sweet lies. I'd be rocking up there when they don't think you're coming and I'd be checking on that dog. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
My advice is for the rescue people. I like the amount of conversations I've had with people who've ended up buying dogs because the rescue organisations make it so incredibly difficult for people when they apply to get a rescue dog. They end up going and buying a breed, and I'd like to say that you are a part of that system happening.
Yeah.
So you must make it easier. And understand that they're mostly volunteers, and I'm not having a go at that. What I'm having a go at is people who run rescue and they won't let you have a dog because you live in an apartment.
Yeah.
But that person can go and buy a dog and live in an apartment, just like I did. Remember in Roseland Gardens, I had no balcony. I used to take those dogs out 4 times a day.
Yeah.
You do what you have to do. So don't let that kind of thing, don't go, we'll have to come and check your property. That doesn't look very good. So no, they're just going to go and buy a dog. Do you want to be a part of the solution? Or because I've spoken to rescues and they're like, yeah, but what if down the track? And I'm like, but what if that doesn't happen? So, you've got to really encourage. We're trying to tell people to rescue all the time. The amount of people that I keep hearing want to do it and go, it took 18 months of rejections. I finally went and bought a dog.
Yeah, that's really
I'm like, that's too often I'm hearing that.
Yeah, that's really disappointing because they're over a lot of the
disappointing.
time. They're so flowing with dogs that I don't know why they would do that because we would always be getting dogs. My God, we had about 7 at a time at one point, and that was just next level, and I think very illegal. But it's because otherwise they would go to the pound and get put down, and we didn't want that. So we will take the fine. And our neighbours were so beautiful, and our home owner at the time was so great with it. Tom's mum, and Tom loved dogs, so we were so lucky.
Yep.
We had a dog wall of fame that I just got. All the photos from Tom's mum that we had at Tom's house, and we'll have to go over them because they've still got the little dirty hands all over them and the little blue tacks and little Polaroids, and we wrote underneath each name and, Angie and Tiny or Yvie and Baby. It was just so cute. So we'll pop them up too eventually.
Yeah.
We'll pop them on the old
What do you want to do with that, with all of those pics? We should maybe make a frame of all of them in together.
Yeah, but that means only one person can have it.
Well, maybe when you die, I'll get it. She assumes she's dying before me.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe.
Well, how about I have it then?
maybe because
and then you'll get it.
I got them, then they're mine because I got them into my hands. So you can look at it from a nice distance.
You can have them all. I've got the
Memories
originals.
in my heart.
Yeah, memories in my heart. Anyway, that was wonderful. Thank you for the talk and scene. I'd like to ask you something that I was thinking about recently. What would you say to your younger self if you, all of a sudden, while you're just sitting there, she walked through that door, let's say 17-year-old Angie just walked through that studio door and goes, oh, hey, oldie.
She's like, God, you're looking haggard. What happened to you?
And she said to you, I don't know how this has happened or why I'm here. Like, this is really weird, but let's ignore that part. What do you want to tell me? What should I know that I need to know
Oh my God.
before this disappears? Because I don't know when I'm going to disappear again.
That would be so next level. I would cry so much knowing what she's been through, and I would just give her such a cuddle and let her know that, like, she is so loved and she's so held and she's so supported on so many levels. And I would say, don't wait for others to realize how good you are. You know how good you are, and you just, even if other people don't think it, who cares? Because you shouldn't care, number one. I spent so much time caring about what other people think, and I would say wear whatever you want. Don't let other people's projections become your reality, and you freaking eat that food. You freaking look after yourself, and you just speak your truth, tiny queen. You freaking speak your truth, and you know your worth, and you eat that food in front of those stupid dudes because you don't even like dudes. You're going to find out that you like vagina, so you can eat that food.
Oh, what will your 17-year-old self think about that last
She'd
one?
be like,
You're going to find out. She'd be like, I
that's
have
why
been thinking about that lately.
scissored my Barbies for so long and always snuck into the rumpus room and looked up lesbian porn at 12 o'clock at night while
Lesbian
Jane and
porn.
Mark were sleeping. She's like, I get it now.
I get it.
What
Am I
would you-
really? And
Yeah.
you're like, and you go to her, and it's totally accepted. Like, everyone's going to be
Everybody loves
praising
it.
Like, it's great.
I'd be like, you know
So
what, doll,
it's
you
not
can
gonna
love
be
whatever
nearly bad.
You could love whatever you like, but you're probably going to like women more, so you get in there, baby, while you can, and stop wasting your time with these drop kicks. Ugh. Sometimes I think about the dudes I've sexed, and I'm like, I have to fully like inner sage my body, and I'm like, heal my womb, heal my trauma. Like, he did not deserve to be in your space, and I'm so sorry for doing that to you,
inside
queen. What would you say?
There's so many men. I would say stop having sex with men. They do not deserve your vagina.
That's number one.
And get some therapy instead of having sex with men.
Yes.
Because
Instead of
you
numbing.
have all these, men issues. That's not going to help. I would say eat everything and enjoy it. Like, enjoy eating.
Yeah.
Eat in public. Make sure that when you walk down the street, if you're hungry, get whatever you want to eat and eat it, and don't give a what people think.
Yes.
Eat in front of men on dates. Don't cover your mouth when you talk or eat, especially when men are around, because women do it all the time unless you're spitting food out.
Yes.
I mean, that whole passive kind of, yeah.
I
like,
do it. I do
when you
it all
talk-
the time.
And we worry about our breath as well. Like, who cares? People's breath is awful. So is ours. Just talk. Show my arms. I would say show your arms, Darl.
Yes.
Because they're not nearly as bad as you think they
Oh
are.
my God, yes. I would always cover my
Like, get
arms.
them out there.
Yeah,
Get
I
them
still
out
do.
because one day they're not going to be great.
Yeah.
And enjoy them while they are great. They're a lot better than you think they are. Don't worry about your tits. They're not nearly as bad as they are.
They're
They are,
beautiful.
but don't care. They're boobs. And you know what? You are going to realise that you've chased a really stupid patriarchal male gaze of how your breasts are supposed to look. And your breasts are
vagina.
very natural, and all of it, you look like a woman. And that's what, and we're all different. Don't follow boys. Don't change your tastes for boys or men. That they will. You don't like Pearl Jam. You know you don't. So don't pretend you do.
That's so true. Oh
Okay, you really did like Aqua, so fucking sing the Barbie Girl song.
Sing
Just,
Barbie
you know,
Girl. Oh my God.
just-
Listen to
and-
Hanson. And don't you dare pretend you like football. Don't you fucking dare.
Don't ever pretend you like sport.
If you
for
don't.
a man, don't ever do it.
No.
Don't ever go to rock concerts and pretend that you are having a good time because you don't like the music. Go to your jazz bars and enjoy them because that's the kind of music that you want. Also, ask every man that you meet, what song do they sing from their chest that's by a woman? And ask them what song that they can sing with all the lyrics from their chest loudly, but it's sung by a woman. Ask every man that.
Oh, I like that.
And then judge them on what that is. And lastly, I would say, young Yvie, do what you love instead of what anyone else loves. Do what you love and finish fucking university.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, one other thing I would say to me is don't let Evie Jones cut your hair when you reach about 25 and stop over plucking your eyebrows.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The things. Oh, I would have said stop perming your hair so much it's going to fall
There's
out by the
so-
time you're 33.
There's so much you could say, hey, like I could go on and on. I'd be like, put the power couple down, and if you don't know what the power couple are, you don't want to know, but it's these two. Give them a fucking break, your little fingies in your gob. Stop plucking your... love your beautiful little crater face. It makes you you. It's your battle wounds. Like, oh my God. And just tell yourself you're beautiful. And I'd really make her eat, and I'd watch
talk.
her before she make her... She's not allowed to go to the toilet afterwards.
Yep.
Oh, so many things.
All of it.
All the things.
So many things.
Look what I'm going to do. And just in
well,
case,
that was...
just in case anybody's watching. And you know what I'm going to do?
What is that? Yum. Oh, you got your mouth around that so well. I've never seen you open up your mouth so wide. You took it in like a baller.
I really did, didn't I?
What is that? It looks so good. Is that a Vietnamese
Summer roll veggie mix.
That
you know
looks divine.
Didn't even cover my mouth.
Good girl. You know what I bought this morning and I'm going to go and eat? An entire baguette. I haven't
wish I
even
could eat a
opened it
baguette.
yet. I bet it's a fresh baguette and I'm going to put some yummy butter on it with a little bit of sea salt. And just have it like that.
Forget about it. Yes. Yes.
Baguettes. We baguettes be going.
Yeah, we bets be going. Oh, that's a goodie. Well, enjoy your time without me.
Oh, enjoy your time without me. And I don't know what that means. Enjoy your holiday.
Yeah.
And I'll be back next week, but Angie won't be.
No.
I'll have someone with me, but it will be a special surprise. So stay tuned,
I'm
everyone, because
excited.
Angie will be back and we'll keep an update on her and how her travels are going. Obviously follow her on the Instagrams, but we will do a little recap of anything that she sent me.
Yes.
That she's sent me in secret. I will reveal it.
Oh my God, I could send you little updates of sorts that you could read out on the pod even.
Yeah, even
love
the ones
that.
that I'm not allowed to read out. I'll read out those too.
Yeah, dear Darien.
All right, well, have a great holiday. Everyone listening, we'll see you. I'll be in your ears really soon.
Yeah, love you guys. Miss you, mean it. And have the 5 weeks that
And
you
always-
deserve.
Yeah, always have those 5 weeks that you deserve. You have those 5 weeks that you deserve.
Oh, God, so good. All right, love
Don't
you guys.
forget to rate and subscribe and all the things. We'll see you all soon. Mwah.
Yeah, we will. Bye.
Bye.